Ahasvarup Sanatana Bruparagunatha Bhatta Jugashri Jivaha Prabhu Lokanatha Daya Kora Sri Acharya Prabhu Srinivasa Ramachandra Sangha Marge Narottama Dasa Shri Krishna Caitanya Prabhu Daya Koro More Toma Vina Ke Dayalo Jagata Samsare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Shikhodandayama Purushash Bhagavan ki. Hare Krishna. I think today is a special day of Srimati Sita Thakurania disappearance. Am I correct? Appearance day of Srimati Sita Thakurania. She is the wife of Advaita Acharya, and that's why today we chanted Doya Koro Sita Pati Advaita Kosai. I think in the Vigraha we'll find something. We should read a few words about him. Srimati Sita Thakurani, she Advaita's consort. All the time of Lord Chaitanya's birth, Shri Advaita Acharya was residing in Shantipur. Thus, Sita Devi, upon hearing the news that Caritamrta gave birth to a son, visited a house of Jagannatha Mishra, riding on palanquin covered with cloth. She brought with her many auspicious articles, like fresh grass, paddy, gorochana, turmeric, kumkum, and sandalwood. She also brought gifts of eatables, dresses, and other gifts. She blessed the newborn child by placing fresh grass and paddy on his head and saying, "May you be blessed with the long duration of life." But being afraid of cost and riches, she gave the child the name Nimai. We know that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he was born under the neem tree, and that was the reason why he was given the name Nimai. And till the age of, I forgot which age he was called as Nimai Pandit. Yes. And so in his youth, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he was well known as Nimai Pandit. Pandit because he was so well known. He was a scholar, and in dispute, in some discussions, he has such a powerful that he destroyed everyone's arguments, and then he destroyed his arguments, and then again he destroyed that arguments, and he can do it as long as he wish. So Nimai Pandit. Today, reading from Caritamrta. I think we should start to read from verse 329, Madhya Lila 20. I mean, if it's needed, we can read some previous verses as well, but I was told to. Okay. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Yuga Vatarebe Sanatana Satyatreta Dvaparakali Yugaragananam. O Sanatana, now hear from me about the Yuga Avatars, the incarnations of the millenniums. First of all, there are 4 yugas: Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dvapara Yuga, and Kali Yuga. Shukla Rakta Krishna Pita Kramachariran Varna Charivarna Dhari Krishna Karena Yuga Dharma. In the 4 yugas, Satya, Treta, Dvapara, and Kali Yuga, the Lord incarnates in 4 colors: white, red, black, and yellow, respectively. These are the colors of the incarnations of in different millenniums. What do you think? What are incarnations for every yuga? For Satya Yuga, for example. What is Yuga Avatar for Satya Yuga? Anyone knows? Hamsa? Any other ideas? No? Okay. In Satya Yuga, Lord came as Yuga Avatar, he came as Kapiladev. Lord Kapiladev. And in Treta Yuga, any ideas? Ramachandra. Lord Ramachandra, he came in Treta Yuga, yes, but it looks like he's not Yuga Avatar. And you see, white, red, black, and yellow. Lord Varaha. I had 2 options. Like one of them was Lord Varahadev, yes, because red body, but still he should held this to perform fire sacrifice, because in Treta Yuga the way of self-realization is to perform fire sacrifices. So it might be Lord Varahadeva, I don't know, and it might be Yagya. Yeah, I think, yeah. So I tried to find, but that's only 2 options I found. Yeah. So yeah, sometimes he's white. Yeah, that's why I thought. And it's for me, it's quite difficult to imagine how Lord Varahadev performs, fire sacrifices. So I don't know. Looks like it's Yagya. And Dvapara Yuga, everyone knows. Krishna. Krishna Mother. Yes, and Kali Yuga, obviously. Kali Yuga Pavana, Kali Bhoy Nashana, Shri Chachinandana Gau. Do you know that bhajan? Kali Kukura. It's a wonderful bhajan. Kali Bhoya Nashana, Kali Yuga Pavana, Kali Bhoya Nashana, Shri Sachinandana Gau. Yeah. It's a very wonderful bhajan. Nimai Vishwambar Srinivasa Ishvara. Yes. Okay, so 3 yugas. Asan varnas trayohyasya grihnato nu yugam tanuh shuklo raktas tatha pita idanim krishnatam gatah. This child formerly had 3 colors, according to the prescribed colors for different millenniums. Formerly, he was white, red, and yellow, and now he was assumed a blackish color. Purport. This verse from Srimad Bhagavatam 10.8.13 was spoken by Garga Muni when performing the name-giving ceremony for Krishna in the house of Nanda Maharaja. The following 2 verses are also from Srimad Bhagavatam 11.5.21 and 24. Krite Shuklas Chaturbahur Jalito Valkala Barach Krishna Jinopa Vitakshan Bipradanda Kamandala. In Satya Yuga, the Lord appears in a body colored white with 4 arms and matted hair. He wore tree bark and bore a black antelope skin. He wore a sacred thread and a garland of Rudraksha beads. He carried a rod and water pot, and he was brahmachari. I think there is a book, Srila Prabhupada's book, and on the front page, the teaching of Lord Kapiladev. Yes, and on the front page we can find this wonderful form of Lord Kapiladev. Trityam rakta varno sau, tretayam rakta varno sau, chatur bahustri mekhalach, hiranya keshas trayatma, shruvad yupalakshanach. In Treta Yuga, the Lord appeared in a body that had a reddish hue and 4 arms. There were 3 distinctive lines of his abdomen, and his hair was golden. His form manifested the Vedic knowledge, and he bore the symbols of a sacrificial spoon, ladle, and so on. Satya Yuga Dharma Dhanya Karaya Shukla Murti Dhari Kardamake Varadila Yenho Kripakari. As the white incarnation, the Lord taught the religion and meditation. He offered benediction of Cardinal Muni, and in this way he showed his causeless mercy. Purport. Cardinal Muni was one of the Prajapatis. He married Devahuti, the daughter of Manu, and their son of Kapiladev. The Supreme Lord was very pleased with Cardinal Muni's austerities, and he appeared before Cardinal Muni in a whitish body. This happened in the Satya Yuga millennium, when people were accustomed of practicing meditation. I think I have to stop here our reading. Amagina Timarandasya Ginanjana Shalakaya Chaksuran Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Caitanya Mano Bishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamah Yam Dadati Swapadantikam Vanchakalpatarubhascha Kripasindhupya Vacha Patidanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Namaste Saraswati Deva Gauravani So now we're reading from 12th chapter of Madhya Lila Chaitanya Charitamrta. The Lord instructs Sanatana Goswami. So this is a big chapter, and we're text 333, 334 we finished today. So quite a long chapter and very instructive. You know that Shat Goswami Prabhu and three of them, Shri Rupa Goswami, Shri Sanatana Goswami, and Raghunath Das Goswami, how to say it correctly, like, you know, there are Sambandha, Gyan, Abhideya, and Prayojan. So Prayojan means the goal, Abhideya means the way to achieve this goal, and Sambandha Gyan means like philosophical understanding of who am I, who is God, what is this material world, and what am I doing here. So, and from Sid Goswami, Shri Raghunath Das Goswami, he shows us an example of this prayojana, the goal, the highest goal, love to Godhead, this highest level of Krishna Prema Bhakti. Shri Rupa Goswami, he shows us the way to achieve this goal. So he's like responsible person for Abhideya. And Shri Sanatana Goswami, he's the person who gave us Sambandha. And Sambandha Gyan is very important in our spiritual life. Because this is the basis. Sometimes we put practice in front of understanding the Sambandha Gyan, but in fact, practice, our spiritual practice means we should practice with Sambandha, because otherwise it will be just it would be some ritualistic way of performing something. But it's very important. Srila every time he brought us back to this point, and Sambandha is quite simple. You know, this how you call this three-corner triangle. I'm sorry for my English. Triangle. We call it треугольник. Triangle. Okay. So you know this triangle of Sambandha Gyan: Ishvara, Jiva, and Prakriti. And what are the lines for this triangle? Between Ishvara and Jiva, for example. This line is Bhakti. Ishvara and Prakriti. And this is Kala, time, Kala. And Jiva and material and Prakriti. This is karma. So this is like triangle of Sambandha. And we should understand this every time we perform our meditation, every time we perform our japa or in our kirtan. We should, first of all, every time we just wake up in the morning or before we perform any service on the altar. Caitanya Bhagavan ki jai. You know this Buddha Shuddhi prayers before you come on the altar to serve. Naham viprona chanara patirna pivashya shudra, naham varnina chagrihapati, yavanasthora tirha. Kintu pradyamna kila paramananda purnamritathe, gopi bartuh pada kamalair, dasa and dasaha. So every time before we perform some service, we try to remember, who am I? That I am a spirit soul, I'm not this material body. And dasa and dasaha, I'm servant of the servant of the servant. I don't perform, something on the altar, for example, by my own. We always have picture of our spiritual master, and we perform from his permission, and he's performing actually this arati ceremony, and I'm just serving him to perform this ceremony. So every time we meditate, dasa and dasa, and that I'm eternal soul. I'm not this material body. Yes. And yes, now I'm present in this body. So every time we should remind ourselves that we should perform this service, any service, japa, meditation, kirtan, anything, trying to put our attention back to this understanding of Sambandha Gyan. And again, this is just one point. Who am I and who is God? For whom I'm performing this service? Ishvara. And otherwise, why should I meditate upon Krishna? I have so much problem in this material world. I don't know. I need to find some job, to get some money, to maintain my family, or maybe I want to be married, or maybe I want to divorce, or maybe I don't know, or maybe I have some health problem. And every time in our japa time, usually what we're doing, okay, Krishna, my body, oh, my back, my lower back again, there is pain, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. What should I do today? And that person yesterday, he saw upon me in such a bad way. Sure, he doesn't like me. He's not a very nice person, you know. And during all the japa, we usually think about what happened in the past, or what will come in the future, or you know, maybe about our lower back, or about our neck, or about our headache, or we just fell asleep. Why are these problems? Because before starting our practice, we don't put our attention for this sambandha. You know, who am I? Who is God? He is Ishvara. Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachitnanda Vigraha Nadiraja Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. He is Sarva Karana Karanam. And what does it mean? I mean, he's the control of all universes. Why we think that he will not? I don't know. He's not control of our life, and we think, okay, I have to do something. We forget about this. Actually, this is my karma, and all that came in my life came just because of my previous actions, maybe in this life, maybe in past lives, and nothing except my karma came to my life. Even Krishna's mercy came through the karma as well. So yeah, sometimes we think that this world is несправедливо, injustice. This world is injustice, you know. We forget about everything. We forget about, and we started to have our own plans. We forget that Krishna already he had planned for us. His own plan for us is better than my plan. But every time I try to make my plans, I think that I'm more perfect than Krishna. So it's quite simple, you know. When we remember that, Bhaktaram Yagatav Tapasam, Sarvaloka Maheshwaram, Suhridam Sarvabhutanam, Get Mam Shantim Richhati. If we want to pacify our mind, we had this nice service on Holy Festival with Pradyumna Prabhu, and I think usually people came and they requested for, I want some peace of mind. This life is so stressful, everything going on, and I can't hold it, and I'm in stress, so I need some meditation. I mean, show us how to meditate to pacify our mind. But this is not only, you know, this practice, just sitting and breathe and chant, but also this understanding of, because Lord Krishna, he says in Bhagavad Gita, this famous verse, and Srila Prabhupada, he quoted this verse as a formula of peace. When he criticized this united organization, how he called this OON, United Nations. When he criticized this United Nations, he used to spoke this verse. He used to quote this verse: "Bhaktaram yagya tapasam." Bhaktaram yagya tapasam. So all these austerities, tapasa and yagya, perform some sacrifices and austerities. I am Bhaktaram. Bhaktaram, like I'm enjoyer of all your austerities and sacrifices. Bhaktaram yagya tapasam, sarva loka maheshwaram. At the same time, I'm the control of all universes. Loka maheshwaram, Ishvara. Ishvara means who is controller, like Isha Upanishad. Yes, this Upanishad is about the person who is control everything. So, and this is Maheshwaram. Lord Krishna, he says Maheshwaram. So Maha Ishvara, not just Ishvara. In our family, we might be Ishvara. I am Ishvara of my family. Sometimes I think so. But my wife, she thought another way. She absolutely sure, and she is correct. She's right to understand that she's Ishvara in our relationships, you know. Anyway, so we try to become little Ishvara, little controller of this, but in fact there is only one Maheshvara, who is the control of all the universes. Sarva Loka. Loka means universe. Sarva means all. All the universes Maheshvaram. I'm the controller of all universes. Bhakta Sarva Loka Maheshvaram. Suhridam Sarva Bhutanam. Suhrit. What does mean Suhrit? Hridyate. Hridyate means Hrid like heart. And Suhrid like very close friend. The best friend. No, because there are like, I remember there are like 4 types of friends, and for different words in Sanskrit for different types of friends, of friendship in Sanskrit. Understand? Do you remember them? Which 3 you remember? Bandhu, Mitra, Suhrit. Okay. Anyway, Kali Yuga. This memory is not perfect. So Suhrit. Suhrit means the best friend, our best friend, Lord Krishna. No? And Krishna said this. Suhridam Sarva Bhutanam. In the heart of every Sarva Bhutanam. Bhutanam means all living beings, and Sarva again. Like Sarva Loka, Sarva Bhutanam. Sarva all. Everywhere. So I'm the best friend, your heart close friend in the heart of every living being. And I'm the best friend for all. Sometimes we may be the friends for one person, and this is good. If you have one friend, this is, I don't know, this is a rare thing in this material world. You know, even because this is quite difficult to be a friend, to be a real friend. You know, this responsible position. If you're a friend for someone, but can you imagine he's a friend for everyone, and he's the best friend. He's a better friend for my wife than myself, you know. Just try to understand. And when we remember this, Gyatvam mam shantim richhati. Gyatvam means knowing this. Gyatvam mam shantim richhati. Shanti means this shanti. This is the only way to pacify these nations from the war. This is the only way to, if people understand this, no any more wars. They will stop immediately. No, but this is difficult. Yes, that's why we're preaching. We're preaching this, and so Sambandha again. And here in today's verses, Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu, he instructs Sanatana Goswami, because Sanatana Goswami will, after that, how to say it, he will write all this literature which describes Sambandha Gyan for us. And he wrote Brihad Bhagavatamrita, for example, for our understanding, yes, and a lot of other books. But it is very interesting that after he wrote Brihad Bhagavatamrita, actually these verses in this chapter of Madhya Lila, Sri Caritamrta, Srila Rupa Goswami, actually, he wrote the book Laghu Bhagavatamrita. Like Brihad Bhagavatamrita means very big, how to say, Brihad, like Brihad Mridanga. Brihad means very big, Bhagavatamrita. And Laghu, yes, like small Bhagavatamrita, smaller. So in Laghu Bhagavatamrita, Srila Rupa Goswami, he explains the nature of God, his position, his different avatars, different incarnations, and he, how to say it, systematize all of them. Like there are how to call this, different types of avatars. Avatar, like Yuga Avatara. Today we write about Yuga Avatars. So 4 Yuga and 4 Yuga Avatars for each of Yuga. Shakti Avesh Avatar, Guna Avatar, Lila avatar, Purusha avatar. So at least there are more gradations, but at least they. So, and in this chapter of, so this Lagu Bhagavatamrita by Srila Rupa Goswami is based on this chapter of Chaitanya Charitamrita, on this particular chapter. Yes, and we read about this. We read about Purusha avatars first, as Lord came as Karandakashaya Vishnu, Garbhadakashaya Vishnu, Kshiradakashaya Vishnu, and then Guna avatars, Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, and Lord Vishnu, and Lila avatars, Narasimhadev, Varahadev, and so on, so on, and Yuga avatars. Yes. So different avatars. Why do we have to know all this about, the Lord? Have you ever thought about this? Do you have any ideas? Why should we study this knowledge of God? I mean, I don't know any other scriptures. I don't know any other in this world where it described in so much details. Usually there is a God and He's great. God is great. That's it. And you can achieve God only just following Jesus Christ. Yes. Every morning I walk to the temple, and we have some church in downhill in Evergreen Road in Les Mahego, and there is some kind of Protestant church, and usually Protestants quite strong about this. Jesus Christ is the only way to achieve God. The only way. Okay, so anyway, I'm just joking. So God is great. That's it. But what are the qualities of God? And what are His pastimes? And all this knowledge of God. Why do we study all this? I mean, I'm just wondering, what are your thoughts about this on this point? Why we should study this knowledge of God? Thank you very much. Thank you for sharing this. Any other thoughts? Why we should know about God? Okay, but we're supposed to build our relationship with Shri Krishna, who is in Vrindavan. He's Rasaraj, and he's little Howard boy, and he's he's playing with his friends. Why all this? Karandakashaya Vishnu, Garbhadakashaya Vishnu, Kshiradakashaya Vishnu, and Lila Avatara, Guna Avatara, Shaktivesh Avatara, and all this. What do you think about this? I'm just wondering. It's anything. Okay. It's good. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yes, that's a very nice point because Krishna's pastime described only in 10th canto of Bhagavatam, so we have 9s before that. And I think before every canto, before every book of Srimad Bhagavatam, there is like introduction word from Srila Prabhupada, and he every time, it's the same words, and he said that before, like Bhagavatam is sweet like a candy, so you can taste it from any chapter. You can start it, from any chapter, but better come back to the beginning and follow all this, like from first to second, third, and till 10th, and so on. Okay, I have one more thought about this. This we're trying to follow, like we have this path of self-realization, yes, and realization means to understand who am I really. I'm spirit soul. I heard about this theoretically, but our acharyas, they gave us this example that actually, if you want to achieve the self-realization, like we have darkness of ignorance in our heart, all these anarthas, and it is quite difficult to really, this is impossible to to overcome by your own power. The only way if Lord came, and like when the Lord came, it's like Krishna Svadhama Pagate Dharma Jnana Dibisaha. So when the Kali Yuga came, it starts, this Shrimad Bhagavatam arise. Krishna Svadhama Pagate Dharma Jnana Dibisaha Kalavnashtu Drishamasha Puranarko Dhanoditaha. This famous verse from Shrimad Bhagavatam, from the first canto of Shrimad Bhagavatam, that in Kali Yuga, Lord came as Shrimad Bhagavatam. He appears as Shrimad Bhagavatam. And so Krishna left this earth, but Bhagavatam appeared. This is why we should learn Shrimad Bhagavatam. So the same example, when Krishna comes to our heart, he can like enlight this everything, all this darkness. What does it mean, darkness? Darkness means a place where there is no light. So Krishna came and he shined. When he shines in our heart, we can understand, we can see who we are. Without that, we cannot understand this. This is like Vaishnava's way of self-realization. We serve the Lord to understand who we are. We don't try to do it like separately by performing some, I don't know, asanas. I forgot this. Yama niyama, asana pranayama, all this, or some other ways of self-realizations. No, we serve the Lord, and the Lord came to our heart. Like Krishna, he says in Srimad Bhagavatam as well. Shinvatam Svakata Krishnach, Punya Shravana Kirtanach, Hridyantos Thohya Padrani Vidhonoti Satam. Sometimes I think that we should wash our heart from all our anarthas. No, that's his business, Lord Krishna's business. He said this, you know. He came in our heart and he washed our heart when we listen about him. When we started to regularly attended, like Srila Prabhupada in purport, he says, I can say it in Ukrainian, but not in English. Перевести можешь этот текст? Одичтание на английский. Ну, что Шри Кришна, личность Бога, сфера душа в сердце каждого существа и благодетельство преданного. Очищает сердце преданного, когда в нем развивается... Okay. This is from Srimad Bhagavatam 1 to, I think, 15 or 16. Shinvatam svakata krishnach punya shravana kirtanach. Hridyantalsthohya padrani vithanoti sahritsatam. Yes. Yes. Thank you, Prabhu. Perfect memory. Yes. So this verse, like, not we clean our heart from our anarthas. You know, this path of anartha nivritti means we should follow our sadhana, which means regularly attend Srimad Bhagavatam classes. So listen about Krishna, read Srila Prabhupada's books, which as well listen about Krishna in a way of reading, and chant his names. That's it. That's the process of our purification. And then Krishna, with his light, he even lighted our, and we will be able to see us. Only after that, we will be able to understand who we are and what are we doing in this world. Just after that, like Dhruva Maharaj, for example, yes, just when the Lord came and he touched this conch shell with his head, and Yantach pravishya mamavacham imam prasuptam sanjivayata kilaha chakti dharasvadamyam anyam shahasta charanam shravanam tvagadin prananamo bhagavate purushaya tubhya. He was enlightened with the Lord, and his body immediately became like transcendental, understand everything. Yes. I have to stop here. I'm sorry, little over time. Maybe there are some questions. If you have time, we can stay 5 more minutes for questions. If not, we can continue on prasadam. Yes. First of all, yes, and I think that's the best answer. At least for me, that's the best answer. You know, like that example you gave. First 9 canto, and then only then 10th canto. And if you know, oh, Krishna, he's so sweet, so sweet. I dreamed about Krishna today. He was so sweet to me. I think Krishna wants oranges today, because your wife wants oranges. You know, we accept Krishna so cheap, so cheap. That's why we should first, I mean, this balance between Aishwarya and Madhurya should be balanced for us. And yes. Yes, yes. Yeah. Sure. That's a usual problem. I saw a lot of times, you know, like some newcomers, some, I don't know, Mataji or Prabhu, whatever, you know, some bhaktas, and they already read like Vilapakusa Manjari. They already read some books like, you know, like that, but they never read Prabhupada's books. They never read Bhagavad Gita or Srimad Bhagavatam, or at least even Bhagavatam 10th canto. No, they just read, you know, some some that kind of books, and which is quite advanced level. That's so, how to say it? The process, the complete process means Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra. So if we have only Shastra, it's not complete process. But if we have as well Guru and Sadhu, Sadhu means like Guru means not just my spiritual master who maybe I saw once a year if I like enough, but Guru also means Shiksha Guru, senior devotee, and we should ask about our spiritual life and discuss it regularly, once a week maybe, I don't know. Otherwise, it will be just illusion, Okay, I practice in something, and in my imagination, I'm in that level that I should, that I will read, Vilapa Kusumanjari, for example, but I will not reach Bhagavatam. That's the problem, yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So yes, because just to listen about something doesn't mean the knowledge. Like process of knowledge means Shrotavyam, Mantavyam, Nididhyasanam. First we listen, authorized scriptures, we listen some authorized source, then we think about this. Shrotavyam, Mantavyam, this means Mantavyam, like meditation. We're trying to, how can I apply this knowledge in this life? And in my daily, I don't know, shelter, on my job, how to, attract, and on my relationship with my family or other devotees or just other common people, no matter. We have to think about this knowledge, what we read or what we heard, and then apply. Nididhyasanam means apply in our life. Just apply, and only this is like complete process. And if we only just listen to some knowledge, this is not complete process. It doesn't work. So, and again, just we should serve, because service purifies ourselves, as well. Like when we clean the temple, we wash our heart, we clean our heart. Yeah. Grantara Chaitanya Charitamrta ki, Srila Prabhupada Patita Pavana ki, Shri Kodantaya Prashasya Bhagavan ki, Jai Gaura Premanande, Ananta Gauti Vaishnava Vrinda ki.